Hi everyone, my name is Cyril Gorla, and today I'm going to talk a bit about my research experience as an undergraduate at UCSD and beyond. So first I'm going to do a quick retrospective of the BSc major at UCSD. In 2018, I was looking for a place to begin my undergrad education, and I was deciding between a couple of universities, some out of state, some in state. I decided to stay in state, so I visited UC Berkeley, and the campus was quite depressing. And I thought our computer science department better aligned with my interests than UCLA's. So I decided to come to UCSD. And initially, I was pretty set on doing computer science at UCSD. I'd always been attracted to computer science since I was a kid. I'd always been self-teaching myself languages and things like this. So I thought it was a pretty natural fit. But at a computing path seminar at UCSD, I also heard about this thing called data science. And what is data science? That was pretty mysterious at the time. There were a lot of sensational headlines like this one from the Harvard Business Review. So I thought, why not? Why not? So I declared my major as data science instead of computer science since it was still pretty related to CS. And it was actually capped that same quarter. So in fall 2018, that was actually the first quarter that freshmen were able to declare it as an incoming major. And it was capped that same quarter, like everything remotely CS related at UCSD. So now I'm going to talk a bit about my undergraduate research and kind of how I got into it. In my freshman year, I looked into the Undergraduate Research Hub and I kind of made an opportunity with them and HDSI called the AI and Machine Learning Research Fellowship. This was a bespoke opportunity that was pretty tailored to my research interests. And I was advised in this position for my undergrad career by Dr. Justin Eldridge, who I'm sure many of you in the data science department will be familiar with. So some of our early work featured sentiment analysis. This was a piece that we did regarding subreddits during the 2020 US election. So we analyzed the social media site Reddit, and we looked at political delineations and kind of saw if there were any differences in how they reacted throughout election week. And there's some pretty interesting traits that we saw that could be linked to various news events that happened that week. And this is really something you can only do with data science. If you manually look through millions of comments, you probably wouldn't be able to discern anything. But in this graphical format, you can point out some pretty interesting phenomena. Another vein of our work was cybersecurity. So this was a report I put out in summer of 2021, right around the huge UC data breach that affected the entire system. I was able to use machine learning and probabilistic techniques like that to determine kind of how big the data breach was. And there were gigabytes of leaked files. So it would have been impossible for any human to go through it, but with the power of machine learning, I was able to get quite a good grasp on kind of the severity. And I put out this report and I collaborated with Troy Hunt, who is pretty well known in the cybersecurity world. He runs the website Have Them in Pwn. So essentially, we made it so that anyone who was affected by a data breach could put their information in and see what data of theirs was leaked in this breach. So I was pretty glad to be able to help people like that in the UC community. And I know that this report was shared widely throughout the community because it came out months before any official UC response. Another interesting project involved this malicious browser extension that was propagating throughout the internet. So I essentially developed a suite of machine learning testing techniques that would kind of figure out what exactly this extension was doing. And you can see I was quoted in this article about this phenomenon by technology publication Ars Technica. So getting to the end of my undergrad, I did the data science capstone with Intel's DCA team. We worked on deep learning for next app prediction, trying to figure out what users of Intel systems are going to launch next, particularly for those on lower powered or older hardware. So it was nice to be able to work on a project of machine learning deployed in the real world. And this was a pretty great experience. And we actually published this internally at Intel, and we gave a presentation of this paper to the Intel IoT Symposium with about 300 Intel employees. Many of them were VPs and managers. So this was overall a great opportunity, and we really enjoyed working with the folks at Intel. This was joint work with Jared Tutt and Hiroki Yoshida. So finally, I was selected to be one of the class of 2022 Shining Stars by UCSD. Out of over 8,000 graduates, I was one of 12 selected for this. And it was really nice to get this recognition kind of to cap off my undergrad career. So moving on from undergrad, I was interested in applying to various computer science PhD programs. We got into some excellent programs, but I also learned that this would be the first year that data science would be offering its own graduate programs. So here I am in the data science MS. I've really enjoyed my time in the program so far, and currently I'm working with Misha Belkin, researching the theoretical foundations of deep learning, working at the intersection of cutting edge applications of AI and kind of analysis of neural networks and their dynamics. So here's my contact info on my website. You can find links to all the projects that I talked about. And if you'd like to connect further, feel free. If you have any questions about internships, research projects, etc., feel free to ask. Thanks for listening.